the ever-watching eye. Everyone has a camera phone. So dealing with that, people coming up to you, asking you for things, and expecting you to know things.
Mike Colter is a successful American actor, celebrated for his intense and outgoing charisma and on-screen presence. He is best known for his role as Marvel's superhero Luke Cage in the Netflix-acclaimed series. This movie created waves for him and made him a cultural icon. His love story with Iva, a director of talent acquisition at Netflix, started 22 years ago. They are happily married and have 2 lovely daughters together. So, how did they meet? What propels their love? And what do their daughters look like today? Watch the full video to find out. Mike Colter's story before fame.
I don't know. I think my experience was different than most people.
You didn't experience any bad racism?
It was there. You know, it was there in
what
places.
What city were you in?
I wouldn't call it a city. It was St. Matthews, South Carolina, a very small little town.
Mike Colter was born on August 26, 1976, in Columbia, South, by Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Lee Colter. Mike is the youngest of 5 siblings. Growing up in the Deep South, he was raised in a close-knit family that instilled a strong sense of values and discipline. This upbringing Mike received played a major role in shaping his worldview about life and nurturing his dreams. Although Mike did not grow up in a family directly involved in the entertainment world, his early years will eventually guide him to a successful career in acting. His interest in stage performance and storytelling emerged in his teenage years. Even as a student, he showed a keen desire for film and television, always admiring how actors could embody different personalities and convey mixed and complex emotions. When he was only 8 years old, Mike Colter watched the Academy Award-nominated movie A Soldier's Story in 1984, which showed an African-American soldier investigating a murder during World War II. It was at that moment that he decided to become an actor. He started a drama club in high school and became the club president. He attended acting classes in his school, college, and university. He then tried his luck in Los Angeles. A year later, in 2002, he moved to New York and began appearing in TV series such as ER and The Parkers. Mike was naturally shy, but soon discovered that acting brought out his creativity and allowed him to break out of his shell. Using the diverse characters, he acts to express himself in ways that feel meaningful and empowering. His passion for this soon sets the path for a lifelong career. After finishing high school, Mike set out to fulfill his dream in a more focused environment. He enrolled in Benedict College, a historically Black college located in his hometown Columbia, where his drama professor Scott Blanks mentored and groomed him. This institution provided him with the environment to build confidence and develop his voice as a performer. Although his time at Benedict College was brief, it served as a stepping stone for him. Because of his eagerness for theater and acting, he transferred to the University of South Carolina, where he earned a bachelor's degree in theater and arts. His studies there provided a foundation in acting basics, allowing him to experiment with various roles and techniques. After a while, he realized he needed further refinement to reach his full potential, so he decided to continue his education at Rutgers University Mason Gross School of Arts, located in New Jersey, under renowned acting teachers William Esper and Maggie Flanagan. Rutgers offered him access to a rigorous conservatory-style program that challenged him professionally. Upon receiving his MFA degree, Mike moved to LA, where parts did not come easy. But after a few months, he could grab a co-star on Spin City with Charlie Sheen, followed by guest stars on ER and The Parkers with Monique. Mike then moved back to NYC to allow for the possibility of working in the theater. But as luck would have it, Hollywood came calling again. He landed a role in 2005 Best Picture winners $1 Million Baby, opposite Clint Eastwood, Hilary Swank, and Morgan Freeman. He got the role without meeting Clint in person before the first day of shooting. The following year, he received exceptional reviews for his turn as C.J. Memphis, a guitar-playing blues singer in the 2005 revivals of the Pulitzer Prize-winning A Soldier's Play. The play had been a big off-Broadway success. It was made into a movie starring Denzel Washington and many of Hollywood's up-and-coming African-American actors in 1984. Mike kept his nose to the grindstone with a role in Adam Bach's new play, Drunken City, which premiered at Playwrights Horizon in 2008. Mike splits his time between New York and LA, working in film and television. Recently, Mike Colter starred in the hit CBS television series Evil, which is being released to Netflix on October 1st, just in time for the Halloween season. Mike's struggle before meeting the love of his life. Mike had thought that acting would be his ticket to financial liberation, and he immersed himself in the audition circuit, striving to secure any role that would offer him valuable experience. Soon enough, he had to take on side jobs like other aspiring actors to support himself financially. This was a moment of struggle for Mike, and it tested his commitment and patience and strengthened his resolve. Mike took every rejection as an opportunity to learn and refused to be deterred from his goals. During this phase, he played minor roles in television series, independent films, and theatrical productions. These roles were legal and modest, helping him build a professional portfolio and gain exposure. Through these smaller paths, he learned the industry's practical aspects regarding camera work, memorization, improvisation, and collaboration with directors and cast members. Each role, no matter how small, contributed to his growth, allowing him to develop a unique style of authenticity. As time passed, Mike began to gain a reputation as a dedicated performer who brought thoughtfulness to his work, regardless of the scope of his character and role. His perseverance and willingness soon led to more substantial roles, and he gradually began to make his way through to higher-profile productions. His presence became more impactful, and his performances were increasingly harnessed. Mike's physicality is combined with a calm yet commanding demeanor, distinguishing him in a way that makes his audience notice him quickly. Over time, he established a foundation that would support his later success. Despite his past challenges, Mike's dedication to his craft kept him focused on his ultimate goal. He could draw inspiration from his journey, using each setback as his motivation to improve and continue pushing forward. He had already been able to build a wealth of experience by the time he began receiving the recognition he deserved for his roles. Each step contributed to his professional and personal growth. His difficulties added depth and humility to his character on and off screen, which paved the way for his successes to become more meaningful. Mike continues to maintain a strong connection to his roots. His background as a young man from South Carolina greatly influenced his choices. Mike Colter is also a talented musician and can play multiple instruments, including the guitar and piano. He is a dedicated advocate for mental health awareness and has spoken openly about his struggles with anxiety. Mike Colter is an avid reader and enjoys collecting rare books as a hobby. He is still a skilled cook and loves experimenting with new recipes in the kitchen. Mike Colter is known for his love of animals and supports various animal welfare organizations. Before revealing how they met, let's know who his wife is. All about Iva Colter. Iva Popovica was born on the 5th of April 1975 in New Jersey, USA. She has blonde hair and brown eyes. She is a consultant and a talent acquisition specialist, but she is best recognized for being the wife of actor Mike Colter. Iva's childhood, parents, profession, siblings, and extended family are little known, as she tends to keep a very low profile. After matriculating from high school, she enrolled at the State University of New Jersey and completed a bachelor's degree. Afterward, she enrolled at Central European University and completed a master's degree in arts, gender, and culture. Mike's wife has always been passionate about education. Her journey to PhD started in the late 1990s and her early 20s. After her undergraduate studies, she started looking for a university to enroll in for her master's degree. Luckily, she got a spot at Central European University. She later furthered her studies by enrolling at Rutgers University to take up a doctorate in comparative literature, and it was during this time that she met Mike Colter, who was pursuing a master's degree in acting. After completing her education, she initially worked as a senior executive consultant, serving in that position for 6 years, from 2006 to 2012. Her master's degree was in gender and culture studies. As part of her curriculum, Iva studied many cultures and how gender was interpreted in each culture. Her background in this area of study allowed Iva to work with different organizations as a young graduate, After her doctorate, Iva briefly worked as a university professor. She taught English and other related courses. Her time at Central European University impacted the young Iva for different reasons. From her time as a university professor, she mastered the art of working with bigger teams. She then moved to the company Aries Management as the vice president of recruitment. She stayed in that position for 2 years before eventually finding an opportunity to work with the company Netflix, which her husband would also start working for. Different sources estimate her net worth to be over $1 million, which she has earned through success in her various endeavors. Her wealth has also been elevated thanks to the success of her husband, who has an estimated net worth of over $2 million. As she continues in her career, her wealth is expected to continue to increase. In 2014, Iva joined Netflix Inc. as a manager of talent acquisition. After just 18 months, she was promoted to the director of talent acquisition, a role that required her to oversee the execution and design of recruitment strategies. She also monitors recruitment procedures and identifies high-potential targets for the company. While working with Netflix, she returned to Rutgers University as an English professor. Many sources believe that her position with Netflix is one of the reasons that Mike found work with the Netflix Marvel television shows. She served with the company for several years before her husband was cast in his role, though he had already found popularity in numerous other shows and films before his move. His role as Luke Cage has certainly helped increase his popularity significantly, thanks to the numerous followers of the Marvel franchises and the popularity of the character itself. For her personal life, it is known that Iva and Mike Colter have been married since 2016, and they have a child together. Conflict erupted when Mike was a guest on The Wendy Williams Show, showcasing a picture of the family leading the once cheering audience to an awkward silence. Unlike Mike, who has over 500,000 followers across the 3 major social media platforms, Iva does not have social media accounts. She is one of the few people in the entertainment space that seems unbothered by the fast-growing niche. However, there are probable reasons for her surprising absence on social media. Besides the nature of her job, Iva's interracial relationship is another reason she avoids social media. Many mean comments have been uploaded about her relationship with the TV star in quotes because of their racial identities and have been posted online. Therefore, not being on social media shields her from their negativity. Their love story, marriage, and criticism.
How are you?
I'm great, how are you?
Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for coming to see us. Now, we all have a lot in common. We all have young children at home, and Mike.
The love story between Mike and Iva began at Rutgers University in New Jersey, where academic pursuits and personal connections intertwined in the early 2000s. During this time, Mike focused on attaining his master's degree and crossed paths with Iva, who diligently worked towards her PhD. The chemistry sparked, and a 10-year-long romance ensued. Unlike most celebrities, they met before fame. Being first-time students at Rutgers University meant fewer friends for both of them. While Mike and Iva were not pursuing a similar course at the university, their mutual love for arts and film brought them together. Shortly after university, Mike and Iva officially started dating in 2006. However, there was no buzz about this then because Mike was still an unknown actor in Hollywood. Unlike Iva, Mike did not get the acting roles he had expected. According to the actor, Iva gave him the much-needed moral support that prevented him from breaking down completely. He said that although times were tough, Iva's love for him remained true and firm when he was trying to find a footing in the competitive acting industry. Luckily, Mike started getting roles after a few years. Thanks to their newfound stability, they could concentrate on their relationship. They officially dated for 10 years before formalizing their union in 2016. Mike Colter's lowest moments on TV are about his unplanned discussions about his marriage with Iva. For example, when the actor appeared on The Wendy Williams Show, the audience was cold when Wendy shared Iva and Mike's picture. While there could be other reasons, many people believe the response was because she is white. Furthermore, in a 2016 TV One article titled, "Luke Cage's Got a White Wife, Mad or Nah?" a poll asked readers if they supported Mike's relationship. As of this writing, almost 22% of people responded that they were a little hurt by his marriage. Fortunately, Mike has consistently defended her interracial marriage. He addressed some of these criticisms on the podcast, The Breakfast Club episode that year, explaining how he fell for Iva's beautiful soul. "I'm a human being. I look at people for their character and what is inside. I met my wife when I was struggling and in grad school. She stuck with me for 16 years. She held me up many times," he explained. Mike and Iva are unapologetic about their marriage, and besides that, Iva and Mike are unique. For example, Iva is 1 year older than Mike. She was born on April 25, 1975, while the actor was born in 1976. Mike is from South Carolina, and she is from New Jersey. While they have a lot of differences, the couple has stuck together. Some social media users have called Iva and Mike an inseparable couple. Mike and Iva Colter welcomed their first daughter, Iva Colter, shortly before tying the knot in 2016. They welcomed a second baby girl at 2018. The couple shares very few details about their children online, preferring to raise their kids away from public prying eyes. In that regard, little is known about them except their ages. Their first daughter is 8 years old, while the second is 6 at 2024. Mike Colter is a famous television actor by day and a loving husband and father by night. At 2018, Mike opened up about his relationship with parenting. "I thought I'd be more strict, but it's a combination of strict and fun, because if I tell her to do something, she takes her time. She looks at me and sizes it up, deciding whether she will do it or not," he said. "She says no, but I can tell she's trying to calculate how much she can get away with," he explains. "I'm pretty firm because if she doesn't listen, I say, 'You have to be a good listener.' And if she doesn't listen, then I get pretty serious with her and give her a talking to," he added. From one-on-one family chess games with Iva to taking long walks with their dog Layla, Mike Colter reports that he and his family are finding ways to make each day as productive as possible. Anytime they step outside, they wear their masks, of course. Recent life of Mike Colter. Mike Colter is always changing things up. He doesn't want anyone to get too comfortable figuring out what role he will play. From playing superhero Luke Cage in the titular Marvel series, to Substance Lord Lamont Bishop in The Good Wife, to a priest in the series Evil, his portfolio is diverse and varied in good measure. "I just want to have fun and I don't want to bore myself," he says in a video interview. He opts for different roles that allow him to play against type. That's exactly what his latest role in the Netflix action adventure, The Union, afforded him. Mike stars alongside Mark Wahlberg and Halle Berry in the action adventure, which hit #1 on Netflix upon release. It follows a New Jersey construction worker, Wahlberg, who is recruited by his long-lost high school sweetheart Barry for a dangerous intelligence mission in Europe. Mike's character, Nick Faraday, keeps them on their toes. Nick, the South Carolina-born actor, shows a different side of himself. He's mysterious but fun, with a wicked sense of humor. The latter is something Colter doesn't always tap into for his on-screen roles. When asked about this in an interview, he smiles. "I'm much more fun than I portray in some of my roles, but I think that's my intention. Once I let my fun side out, I can't put that back in. So I will keep playing a dramatic action character for a bit. Then, when I get to the comedies, I'll probably stay there for the rest of my career." Mike comes across as an introvert. He's most comfortable in the skin of his on-screen personas. He gets excited when he talks about his career and where he's right now, as if he's already thinking about his next gig. One thing is for sure, his younger self is proud of how far he's come. "Well done, sir," is what my young self would say, he said. Mike explained that there are two ways to look at things. He stated in an interview, "Careers can go any way you want them to go, but I don't think you can control your career as much as we'd like to think we can control our career. I think I try to control it, but I don't know what the result will be. I just want to find things that appeal to me and that don't bore me. Then, hopefully the audience likes them." He continued, "Once you find a niche that people like you in, it's easy to fall into the thing. You hear them say, 'Hey, he does that well.' And if you stay on that line, you will have an audience that follows you because they know what to expect. Some people do the same role. They just change the setting and the costume. There's nothing different, and they have a huge audience for that. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe at some point in my career, I will also jump on that train of, 'This is good,' and people like that role, and I'm just gonna do a variation on that. But I try to find something to change it up. I want things that excite me, not bore me. Something my fans or people familiar with my work do not expect. They can't get too comfortable figuring out what to expect from Mike Colter because Mike always changes things. So that's where I am right now and what I asked my team to do for me. I sometimes feel like a character actor who's in a lead man situation. I just want to have fun, and I don't want to bore myself. I don't know where that will lead me, but I love the journey. After working creatively with them, Mike also talked about what he realized with Halle Berry and Mark Wahlberg. He said, "I think they bring a certain amount of professionalism to their projects. They both have done this for so long that they can bring credibility to the performances. They bring a certain expectation. I would like to try to play off that with them. I play with people who have an established personal or star quality. They allow me to be the character actor I can be sometimes. I can find the right elements in my character and my performance, then come up against them. That's about villains or playing anything like a villain or an antagonist. You must find a way to get under the skin of the people the audience should be attached to, like where their allegiances lie. I want always to be able to needle that. That's the important part." Mike said his legacy is taking chances and trusting the process because the universe has things in store for him. He stated that the thing about actors and people in his position and their careers is that they try to force things sometimes. He further stated that the process that gives him the most joy and satisfaction is traveling to wonderful destinations, meeting interesting people, coming together, and collaborating on a project that hopefully makes people smile and entertains them. He sees it as a good place to start. However, sitting above his heart is his love for his wife and children. What do you think about Mike Colter's multiracial marriage to Iva? Feel free to share your mind in the comment section below. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Before you go, click on the video displayed on your screen.